All right, Grown Black Folks Talk, Black History Maker series. How Mr. TB Moth can help you defend your social media space. Now, this is Black History Month. And normally, what we tend to try to do in Black History Month is learn about the wonderful history of our elders and ancestors who managed to get us to the freedom we enjoy today and are still doing things in the world. Our elders who were in the civil rights period, and there's a lot of wonderful Black music that we could explore, and there are plenty of content creators that will be doing that this month. Even though I am a more than decent singer and I love a Negro spiritual, and even though I'm more than enough up on history to be able to break some things down for you very cogently, what I want to bring to your attention is something that very few other people are going to tell you. You are a Black history maker. Whether you want to accept that mission in your life does not matter. What people think about Black people from this time forth depends partially on you, at least as far as concerned the people that are watching your life. Now, you can either accept this or reject it. You can maximize it or you can minimize it. It's up to you, but you are going to be held responsible. And the way you're going to be held responsible is the world that your children and grandchildren grow up in. Now, if you don't want to talk from that orientation, then go ahead and click off this video. Because the thing we're going to learn about social media today is that social media is not a home, it's a bubble. And anytime you don't want to be bothered with anybody, we do not allow people to hound us into depression. We do not allow people to hound us out of being productive, because when you get tired of anybody, click the button. And we're going to learn how to defend your social media space by clicking a whole bunch of buttons. Some of you do not know how to do this, and I'm going to walk you through it. And I'm going to tell you that this is how you, before you get serious in making history, you have to learn how to defend your space. And you can learn from Mr. TB Moth. Now, some of you who are on my channel already know what TBMOTH stands for. We're going to use it as if he were an actual person by way of analogy. And if you don't know who Mr. TB Moth is, that's all right. You'll still understand the analogy, and you can look it up at your leisure. This is an important piece of Black history, actually. A whole lot of arguments go on today by the grandsons of Mr. TB Moth who are still mad about what happened, how everybody ganged up and in the 1960s took Mr. TB Moth out of his home. What you have to understand, though, is that TB Moth did not own the home that he was in. Mr. TB Moth was not productive and did not pay the bills where he was living. And Mr. TB Moth created so much ruckus and allowed himself to be emotionalized and get out of being productive. And that is why he and sometimes his children and sometimes even the woman that was involved all got put out of the home. And that's called gentrification. They got put out of the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood. That process was complete by the year 2000. So social media is not, we don't own a home. We don't own the home. Social media, unless you were the person that created the platform, you don't own it. So you got to learn how to pay the bills. Paying the bills means that you were productive. You producing content that cause people's eyes to be on the platform so they can go look at other things on the platform, including ads. That's why you're allowed into that's why you're allowed on the platform. You are renting space from a business. This is not your home. I know a lot of us feel very at home on social media so much that we're putting business out on there, but the businesses that own these don't care about that because people are connecting and most of the time trauma bonding, and that's okay. It drives content. They're happy with it. You must learn to defend yourself. This is not your home. And because it is not your home, you can be put out of it. You can be put out of it by being emotionalized to the point that you are now depressed over people that you can get rid of like that. And you start fighting and making a ruckus, and you violate the community guidelines and get put out, and they can't run ads and demonetize you and put you off the platform. There is a horde of people out there sitting here on the greatest wealth creation tool created in the 20th century, in the age in which blockchain is now involved, which is the greatest wealth creating tool of the 21st century. They have decided they are not going to heal. They have decided they are not going to learn. They have decided they're not going to build. And the best they can do is take their little fingers and get you in your feelings so they can keep you from healing, learning, and growing and being able to use this space. So today, we're going to talk about what you do with those people. I'm going to do this again for you. Put them out of your space completely. Now we're going to look at YouTube and we're going to look at Facebook, but this counts for any other social media. You must learn that whatever vexes your spirit, I'm not talking about constructive criticism. If you're building something, you don't know everything and you don't have all power. There will be people that will come alongside you that you will meet that you can work with. YouTube and Facebook make me money. I'm not monetized on either one, but they make me money all the time. Who you listen to, who you associate with makes a big difference. But if people are just coming to troll, my attitude is you troll over here, your butt disappear. Bars. You troll over here, your butt disappear. But that starts with disciplining what I see. And you do that very simply on both YouTube and Facebook. Let's look at YouTube first. Because the stuff that we put up with on YouTube is not necessarily what we have to put up with on YouTube, okay? The stuff that we put up with in social media is things we have no business putting up with on social media. I had on my upload page. Okay, so here we are. And your YouTube opens up and shows you all the stuff. You know what you do when you see somebody putting out some, okay, so Scooter Magruder is a Dallas fan, and I have Dallas Cowboys, and I live in San Francisco. I just can't take it. You know what you want to do when you see things that vex your spirit? I actually love Scooter Magruder. He's a hilarious comedian. But just for example, instead of clicking on it and going in there and getting in the comments and inviting people to follow you home to whatever it is you're trying to do, you click on the three dots. If you don't want to see the video, you just hit not interested and it goes away. Do not recommend channel. Now, you can always hit undo if that's a mistake. But the point I want you to know is people who are not productive, people who are adding zero value to anything, you make them go away. That's the power that you have. You are responsible not to constantly be caught up in other people's foolishness. I'll bring it to you from from Bishop R.C. Briggs. Just walk. In this case, just click. Click here. Now, if you are on a mobile phone, most of the time you go to the channel you don't want to see, and there'll be three dots in the corner. Oops. Nope. There'll be three dots in the corner. Go back. And in the corner on this over here in the corner on my right, your left, but there will be three dots over there. And usually on a phone, on YouTube on your phone, you'll be able to click, go to the channel and click block user. And they're gone. And then when you're done with that, okay, then click on the name. You go to the channel. You see this? You copy the channel. Then you go to your channel. You go into customize channel. You go, hopefully you have a faster computer. You go into settings. You go into community and you go into hidden users. And once you put somebody in here, they can't even speak on your page. They can learn from you, but they're not going to be able to post. Their posts will be hidden. They can type their little fingers off. Doesn't matter. They'll never be seen. Now, I don't mean to put him in here, so I'm taking him out. You also can put, if certain people want to use certain terms on you. You little post wall, P-I-T-C-H, fine. You're going to type wall and you're going to type B-I-T-C-H. Your comment will never be seen. I can put block words in here. You can put things, you don't want to be bothered with certain terms, you just put block words in there and those comments won't come up. If you get tired of people blocking links to stupid stuff, guess what? Anytime people try to block a link, try to block a spam link on your thing, it'll hold it for review and you get a chance to approve it. Okay, there's that. Let's look at something else. Let's say you are a creator, okay? And you're someone like me, and I'm letting you look through my back office. Actually, I want to go this way. Let me go this way. So you go into your channel content over here. You can see what your comments are, all right? So you see that you have comments. You click on the comments. And I'm usually pretty good about keeping up. So let me take the filter off for just a second. So you click on the three dots again. These are your options. You can remove them. You can report them before you remove them. And you can also hide the user from the channel, which means they can still come and learn from you, but they don't get to speak. Now, I'm not going to do that to anybody here because there's nobody here I need to do that to. But that's how it's done in YouTube. Do not allow yourself to constantly be seeing things that mess with your mental, and do not entertain. Once you block them from being seen, then you block them from being entertained on your page. That is how you build a fortress around your social media, because YouTube and Facebook, where we're going next, want to serve you content that you want to see, so that they can also serve you ads that you want to see. So you can train any social media platform to not serve you the foolishness if you work on it for long enough. Okay, now there weren't many good examples because I've been doing this for the past 6 months. If I don't want to be bothered with you, I am not bothered. So what did we say? What did we say? You troll over here, your butt disappear. That's got to be your attitude now. Okay, so next we're going to go over to Facebook. And in Facebook, it's even easier. Okay, now my Facebook is very similar to everything else. I don't have much on my Facebook that I want to see disappear. We're past that section. We're past that section, but okay, here's a good example. All right, I'm past that stage in my life, but there is still minor foolishness. I don't always take out the minor foolishness, but we'll do an example today. I don't care about whoever's asking the question about who still eats peanut butter jelly sandwiches. So I have a couple options that I can do. All right. So I can snooze dream memes, which is really the people behind viral zones. I can hide all from them. I can also look at who put this up here, which is viral zones. I don't care about seeing posts from this page. And bam. Now there's an undo button if you make a mistake, but they're gone. Gone. Now that I've decided I don't want to see them, now I decide I don't want to entertain them. So you go over to the button where you have your account, and you go into settings and privacy. You go into settings. Okay. And when you go into settings, and provided your internet has decent speed now, let me move myself over here for just a moment. Okay. Actually, right here. See what it says here? Blocking. Because not only can you control who you see, remember that name? You put people in there and you keep them from seeing you. And there they are. Now, they may not be in my friends and followers. There's a bunch of them out here. Okay? Boom. Boom. And that's it. Right here at the bottom. On that long list of individuals who are in disrepair with me. And that is how you build a fortress. I am tired, and so it will not happen on my watch, of watching Black people who are making history. I am not trying to hear more stories about the longest reigning Miss USA in history, because people could not stand that a 28-year-old so-called in the danger zone approaching the wall Black woman, that a Black woman could be put the most beautiful woman in the United States, and her being hounded to death because of what she was going through on social media. I will not allow anyone under my watch to not know that you do not have to put up with that. We are not going to be Mr. TB Moth over here. I don't want you put out of your home. I don't want you put out of a good frame of mind. I don't want you put into depression. I don't want you deciding to leave here over people that can disappear like that. Stop letting yourself be vexed online. Take them out of your sight and then ban them from your space. Now, I'm not saying constructive criticism. Because like I said, I'm building something. I may need to learn something. I need to learn from other people. I'm not talking about learning from people that may challenge some things you believe, but there are people coming at us, especially as Black people and especially as Black women, because they understand that it's because the demographics of the United States are about to flip over. If Black people and Black women in particular get off the bottom, they may have to go into that spot. So what are these people going to do? They have decided they're not going to be productive and work their way off, so they want to bring you down. No, as a Black history maker, we're not going to do this. So you learn how to discipline and how to defend your social media, because this is where we're going to be doing a lot of our work. Now, tomorrow, what I want to talk, actually, no, you'll see this later today. What I want to talk to you about is get paid to be free. If you were to follow me around on YouTube and on Facebook, you would find out I don't spend a lot of time there. I spend my time somewhere else where I get paid to do whatever I darn well please. It's not a whole lot, but over a course of time, well, I'll show you my piggy bank. Get paid is something you can trade for Bitcoin, because the next thing we'll talk about after that is get yourself behind a paywall. So this is the intermediate step. I'll show y'all next video how I get paid to be free and talk about what I want to talk about. Yeah, it's possible. That's tomorrow. That's not TV Moth conversation. This is grown Black folks talk. The next video is grown Black folks talk. Then we're going to talk about getting behind a paywall. Grown conversation. But that's it for today. Get out there and get on your pages, and whoever you choose not to see, don't entertain. If the channel is bad enough for you to block it because you're tired of having your soul vexed by that foolishness, you make sure you go run this video back, you go into your channels and you make sure you block them. Whether you put them as hidden users on YouTube or you actually block them on Facebook or whatever other social media you're on, eliminate the things, the people that are just there to vex you. Take them off. Defend your space. You are not to be driven off your square of doing what you're meant to do by the fools that populate social media. And it's not necessary, because I've now shown you tools. Run it back till you understand it. Because on social media isn't real. Unlike in real life, you can't just go eliminate people. Here, you click a few buttons and they no longer exist. Use the power that you have and keep moving as a history maker. All right. I'll see you later on. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.